Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you getting on? Welcome to a brand new episode of Through the Keyhole, and today we're going to take a look at a few more of your camps to see what cool things you've been building. So, let's jump into this one. Okay, so we've got three very, very cool camps to check out today. Before we jump into it, as usual, little heads up, as always, just a reminder. These are not my camps, these are ones that have been sent in by members of the community to take a little look at, so looking forward to checking these out. And if you guys are interested in appearing in a future episode, then do head over to the channel's community page. On there you can find a post with all the details about how you can send your camps in for a future episode of the series. So, let's get cracking, shall we? Okay, camp number one comes to us from True King of Rohan, who is playing on PlayStation, so very cool to have console build to kick things off with. And we've got a really, really nice job done on this one. The decoration is absolutely on point. We've got a really nice use of an interesting range of bits and pieces and materials and some non-conventional building techniques, which is always fun to see. So, we appear to be, at a guess here, somewhere over by Point Pleasant. I think this is a spot that I've built a few times before. It's quite a nice flat area if it's where I'm thinking it is. Trees look a bit about right, as does the sort of cliff edge rising the ground to the back right there. Looking at the house, we've got loads and loads of decoration on the outside. I really like the use of the wavy willards pillars to support the roof there on the patio. I'm not sure if those are merged in, sort of glitched in, or if it's a sort of separate roof there with them just sort of underneath it, and so it's sort of snapped into place. I think it might be glitched in there, but either way, really nice job done on that. Really gives it a different texture, different vibe, and looks really, really cool. Definitely like the look of that one. Getting a nice little close-up on the fire pit here. Loads and loads of plushies on display hanging out there. Nice little job done there with the merge glitch. Looks really, really cool. Like that a lot. I've definitely got to do this sometime soon myself. It's been on the to-do list for a while. I do like that fire pit, but the fact it's not normally a circle kind of bugs me a bit. I feel like it just looks incomplete in its normal state, but nice tidy merge job done here to kind of complete that piece, which looks really, really cool. And nice place for all the plushies to hang out, which is always fun to look at. It's good use of the brambles at the back there as well, just to hide the edge of the foundations as well. Kind of makes it look a bit more complete and finished rather than like it's just sticking out a bit. So definitely like that as well. Heading on to the porch, our first look down here. We've got so much going on, so much decoration here. They've done a really good job cramming as much detail in as I have here. Loving all the different steins there on the displays. Got a whole bunch more displays at the back there as well. Got the bobblehead stand there as well, looking great. Got a really nice look at that pillar there, that's sort of glitched in as well. Definitely creates a really nice effect and really changes up the look of things. It gives it a unique vibe. Like in the cage lights too, those do look really good on the porches as well. Nice. So, peeking in through the door, we can have a look at the main room of the house. And this is a really cool living space with some really great ideas in it. Really like this one a lot. The lighting is absolutely brilliant, really nice, warming, welcoming. Not over the top, just kind of low enough, subdued enough to be quite pleasant, I think. It's really, really cool. Loads more stuff on display. Somebody's got a lot of different Mr. Fuzzies there. Looking cool, the different teddy bears and stuff. And we've got a Christmas tree in the corner, nice little sitting area, and a look through towards the kitchen at the back there, which seems to have everything we need in it. Kind of hard to tell from here down by the door, but got a nice little breakfast bar in there as well, which is always cool. Definitely like that. I think the highlight coming from here, other than the lighting job and, well, frankly everything, it looks great, is that little ladder that has been improvised at the back right corner there. Obviously that's not going to work, but marsupial and or a jetpack will get you up to that top level, that little mezzanine floor quite nicely. And creates a really different effect, and it's, yeah, definitely something that's unique and cool, which is really, really nice to see. Flipping it around, we can have a little look back towards the front door there and see everything on display in loads of detail. Thanksgiving table's doing a really good job there, because it's... decorating tables, there's only so much we have to do and put on there, but having a dining table that is pre-decorated like this works really, really nicely. So that would be the kids' one, I think, given it's got the turkey on there. My preference of the two Thanksgiving tables. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. Liking the wallpaper in particular as well here. You know, the contrast between the wallpaper at the top and the wood at the bottom goes really, really nicely. And quite jealous of the antler chandelier there. It's something I've been wanting for absolutely ages. It was originally a Nuclear Winter thing, that, and it's now been moved into the main game. It's available, I think, from the event that happens at Arctos Pharma, the name of which is escaping me at the moment. But a cool event, that one, but it requires a lot of players to get the best result on it, and that is... Well, it kind of prevents it from being done because players don't tend to amass there that often, so it's a bit of a pity. It's really hard to get some of the better rewards out that one, of which that chandelier is now one, so my hopes are currently unfulfilled, but hopefully we'll get there one day, who knows. If we get lucky. Project Paradise, that's the event name. Still, it adds a really nice warming glow to the place, really complements the nice tungsten-coloured lights there. And makes a nice variation on, say, using the cage lights, which is usually the way I go, because they're a similar lighting style, albeit looking completely different. Loving all the posters and all the details around as well. Lots and lots of stuff. Almost no blank patches on the wall here. Loads of stuff going on. Keeps it really, really busy. Looks very, very cool. Like this one a lot. So looking up at this upper mezzanine level, obviously we're going to have to jump up top, but it looks absolutely great. A couple of rugs down there to kind of dress up the roofs, which obviously had to be used. Obviously, if you want to use floors up here, you'd need a staircase to support them, so using the roofs works around that quite nicely and provides that nice little upper level and sort of facilitates the use of that improvised ladder that we saw earlier. It's got a couple of beds up here, loads of more detail as well. Like in the nuclear mobile hanging up there, that's something else I'm going to have to keep an eye out for and hopefully pick up one day. Nice little lamp by the bed there, kind of complementing the succulents on the bedside table, and that fish lamp does look very, very cool as well. Surprisingly, for a very white-coloured light, it's not overbearing in here, which is cool. That's quite a nice touch with that light. Not completely sold on having the toilet up there. I feel like whoever's taking advantage of that is going to be lacking in privacy a little bit, but nonetheless, a very cool little bedroom. We've got the race car bed in the corner on this one, and quite the close-up here. And I think this has got some merge work done on it. I think that black and white object in the middle has been merged in. What it is, I'm not actually sure, though. I can't really tell from this angle. I'm guessing it's something I either haven't got or just don't use very often. It creates quite a cool little effect. You've got the that cuckoo clock just behind the bed as well. All kind of coming together to create kind of a unique vibe, which is nice. I love that decorated shelf on the top there as well. That's looking great. So dropping back down again and have a little look at the sitting area. Got the sofas angled towards the fish tank there, so you can just kind of chill and watch the fish doing their thing. Loads and loads of details on the wall there, like the stockings that are almost easy to miss. They kind of blend in, but they fill up that otherwise blank strip down the middle quite nicely. Nice mix and match of furniture that works really, really well. Lots of dark woods and dark colours and stuff that looks great in here. It's really, really nice. Heading over to the side of the building, we have a little crafting room, which I think is either accessed through an outside door or possibly through the Nuka-Cola machine hidden door, possibly both. But it creates a really, really nice little crafting space, this. Kind of compact, small, but there's some really nice merge work done, as we can see. The benches merged into the stash boxes there, a really, really clean job done on that. There's a little bit of clipping through at the front there with the armor bench, which is somewhat unavoidable-ish. I mean, maybe if you'd moved it over to the left, it might have been workable, but then you've got to work with the space that's available, and it's only one way round as well, so these things are ever the challenge, but it looks really, really cool. I like the little bits of decoration on the cabinets on the wall there. Don't see those used a lot, and I don't use them a lot either, actually, those wall cupboards, which is a pity, really, because they go really well in something like this. The combination of the wallpaper, the flooring, and the lighting in here goes together really, really nicely and creates a clean, functional space, which is cool. Looks in the workbench on the right there. You can see a different skin on them, which is nice to see once in a while. Flipping that around, you can see we've got a bit more merge work done in this corner as well. The chemistry station is sunk in there. Maybe room for one more click on the merge there. Just drop it a tiny little bit lower. It looks pretty decent and tidy. That stash box on the top kind of brings everything together quite nicely, as does the wall decor and the punch card machine being merged in on the right there as well. The lighting in here really works quite well as well. Again, it keeps that kind of subdued vibe, homely vibe that the rest of the place has, but it's got slightly more functional colour to it. It's not quite as orange, which works nicely for a crafting space like this, and it gives it that really clean, usable space, which is really, really nice. Really nice job done on this one. And heading back outside for the last couple of pictures, we've got a whole load more sitting space out on the porch as well. I'm guessing behind that door there is where the crafting room is. Like the organ out there as well. That's fit quite nicely on the porch here. I would have thought it might have clipped a bit, but maybe at the top there. Hard to tell. It looks good nonetheless. Got room to move around everything there from the look at it, but at the same time looks nice and busy, which is always cool to see. And we've got, to round things out, a couple of Red Rocket vending machines doing what they do best. So there we go. Yeah, really nice camp there from True of Rohan to kick things off on the PS4. Okay, camp number 2 comes to us from Deltanox, who is playing on PC. And as you may have noticed, as I did straight away, it looks like we've got an ultra-wide monitor on the go here, which I have to comment on because I'm quite jealous about. I don't think I've ever actually seen 76 played on an ultra-wide before, so this is kind of interesting to me as well. Worth noting here, incidentally, that if you're not going to use photo mode to take pictures, which there are a laundry list of reasons why you might not want to do that, then a good trick is to dive into your settings. Under the display settings, you'll find the slider for HUD opacity. It will hide all your heads-up display and stuff. It's what I do for recording tours on my videos. And yeah, it creates a really nice clean look. But nonetheless, we get a decent view of this camp here, which is looking pretty cool, I have to say. A nice use of the newer brick set here. This is the Charleston Fire Station themed one. It's a bit lighter in colour than the older set that we've got. And obviously we've got the metal on the outside there as well, which is a really cool set. Nice to see this getting some use. I do wish the windows were see-through, personally, and I wish there was a bit more variation maybe in the metal on the outside, and perhaps a version didn't have the metal on it. But that's me picking up Bethesda really on that one, so, you know, 'tis what it is. But nonetheless, it's a cool set. We've got a nice house here with a couple of interesting wings on the side, just to kind of break up the shape there a little bit. Looks cool. Conveniently located vendor out front as well. So taking a look at the inside here, we come into the first room, the main room here. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in here, as well as access to the upstairs on the left there. The Thanksgiving table in the middle there, and this is the other one, compared to the one we had in the last one. This is the adult version, but I, in fact, did not pick this version up, because the picture in the Atomic Shop back in the day for this one, the cornucopia just looked really weird, and like somebody had slapped a dead fish on the table, which clearly looks far better here. But in that actual Atomic Shop picture, kind of put me off a little bit. So I went for the one with the turkey. But nonetheless, looks good in here. You've got some decent lighting on it, which makes quite a bit of difference. And in terms of having a big open space, putting a table in like this is such a really good way of dealing with a big space if you're not sure what to do with it. Because tables are decent size, once you put chairs around them, stuff like that, really fills up the space a bit and gives function to what can otherwise be difficult space to fill, so that's cool. Got a nice few bits of decoration around as well. A couple of workbenches tucked on the left there. It looks like the back end of a chemistry bench. So flipping this around a little bit, we can kind of see the door on our right there. We've got the decon arch just inside the door. It's a convenient place to put it if anywhere. A lot of people go down that road, makes sense. A couple of bits and pieces lying around just to kind of add a little bit of decor as well, some furniture as well. Nice style choices on the tables and the stash box at the back there, and again on the front left here you can just see in the corner, kind of as close as you're going to get to matching that table, which is quite nice. That old-fashioned White Springs style kind of wooden furniture that looks really, really cool. And a couple of bits and pieces on the desk there to decorate as well. It looks cool. Liking the random suitcase lying on the floor as well there. There's a few bits like that that really kind of just give it that bit of stuff's been abandoned as people have come home, that sort of vibe, and it sort of makes a place look lived in, which is always cool to see. So jumping over to the sort of wing on the left here, looking towards the front of the camp, we've got a little sitting area here. I quite like the contrast between the brick walls and the carpet there. It's quite nice and well lit, looks cool. Considering it's gone for white lighting, sometimes that can be over the top and sterile, but it actually looks quite nice and comfortable in here. I think the brickwork's offsetting that quite nicely, which looks really, really good. Nice little place to hang out. Few bits and pieces as well to decorate the thing with. Got the rug down there and the tulips, which always look nice. I do like this gumball machine kind of fishbowl thing. That's quite cool. Don't know why I never got around to picking that up, actually. Should keep an eye out for that if it reappears on the Atomic Shop, because I think it's quite nice. So flipping it around, looking at the other end of that space, we've got a kitchen tucked in here. Everything you need. Functional stove down the end with the busted one on the left there as well. A couple of little bits and pieces there to add a bit of decoration. Makes sense to have the vinyl floor there as well, which certainly suits that kitchen vibe, and the fridge as well. So, heading over towards the back of the camp, we've got the crafting space. This section's got the essential workbenches in, the big three. Got a couple of others spread around as well that we'll be seeing in a minute. But I particularly like in here the pile of stash boxes on the left there. They kind of look like they've been kicked out of the way a bit over time and just kind of pushed under the stairs to get out of the way, and they've kind of built up over time, which creates a nice organic look. Especially with the way they're on a bit of an angle here and there, and the way the footlocker kind of sticks out a bit. Looks really, really cool. I like that. A simple way of creating something a little more organic in an otherwise very square building system. So, good little look there. Definitely cool. So, sort of stepping back a little bit towards the door, we can see over the Tinker's bench on the right there, we've got a few bits and pieces on the wall as well. We've got flags there and the stuffed animal heads and the clock as well, all breaking up the space. Using, I think that's vault lighting on the ceiling from the look of that. It gives a very, very nice clean white light to a crafting area, which makes a lot of sense if you've got to be working in there. Looking cool. So, heading up top, we've got a combination of Power Armor Workshop and almost a display in a way here. Definitely kind of harking back a little bit to Fallout 4 here. There's the upper level in the centre at the back there on the camp. We'll say the construction lights are an interesting choice. They certainly put out a lot of light. Maybe a little bit too much for this space for me. I really like the way that the sort of God rays have been captured from the hair. That looks really cool. Really nice bit of photography. They're really practical for really bright spotlights, those construction lights. So sometimes if I'm having difficulty getting my camp lit up for a photo for a thumbnail, for example, I'll put the construction light on top of a defensive frame thing, with the stairs, and stick that out front, just for long enough to take the photo, because it'll illuminate quite brightly, quite a wide area, if it's far enough back. It'll be pretty focused and bright if it's close up, though, so something to bear in mind. But you don't see them used a lot, probably because they're very, very bright, so good to see those being broken out once in a while as well. And if we look over to the right there, we'd see we've got ammo crafting benches and machines as well, which are always handy to have in your camp if you've got the space. Liking that green wallpaper as well, actually. It took me a while to kind of dawn on me that, but yeah, I do like that. Not sure if I've got it myself. I'll have to keep an eye out for it, because that's quite a nice colour. I do like green. So flipping that around again, we can see the ammo crafting machine and the ammo exchange machine quite nicely at the back there. Got the terminals in as well, tucked in the corner, which nicely fill up an otherwise blank space as well. Those things are pretty cool. I do like making use out of those once in a while if I find the right space for them. I'm getting a little peek here over to the right towards what will be, I'm thinking, mostly a bedroom. Let's have a little look inside there. Yeah, I think we'd call that a bedroom, come chill out space. Got the bobbleheads in the corner there, and the Steins as well. Those look to be on the Thanksgiving display case, I think, there, rather than actually on a Stein stand, which it's a different approach. It looks pretty cool. Definitely works. Creates a nice little bit of homely vibe, like you built up a few bits and pieces that you've gathered on your travels, which is cool. I think having this table in the center is quite sensible as well, even if you're going to especially rather if you're going to have that red rocket light. That light is pretty cool, but it hangs very, very low, which is an odd choice from Bethesda there. But it does mean that sometimes, unless you've got a really high ceiling, you're going to walk into it and get stuck on it. So putting something like a table underneath it really helps avoid that problem. It kind of guides you around the thing, so definitely not a bad move there. Something like that underneath it works quite well. And yeah, we've got a nice little place to sit and chill by the bed, read your book before you crash out, something like that. Or magazines, I guess, in the case of Fallout. Like in the posters on the wall as well. I do like those White Springs paintings as well. Those are particularly nice. I use those quite regularly myself. So, jumping back downstairs again, over to the other side of the camp, we've got a little, I suppose it's a laundry room down here, which makes a bit of sense. Well, as the settlers are always saying, got to clean those clothes after they're covered in mud, although the settlers seem to be advocating for burning them, but seems a little bit over the top to me. But a laundry room is definitely practical in your little player home there. And looking at the back corner that we have yet to see, we've got a bathroom tucked in at the back there. We've got a fairly standard arrangement, and I say they're fairly standard, but given the options that we have available, fairly standard is probably about the only sensible way to go, but it does the job. Nice, clean and tidy bathroom, so looking cool in the background there. So there we go. One nice little player home up in the Savage Divide, so really cool job done there. Thank you very much to Delta Nox. And camp number 3, the last one for the day, comes to us from the PlayStation 4 from a player over in Germany who I'm not quite sure if they've deliberately left their gamer tag off or not. So to err on the side of the caution, we're going to keep this one anonymous. But we have a very, very cool camp here that I really like. The theme is a reclaimed wildwood den. So we're looking over in the mire here, and apparently it was once used for gathering water probes. So I'm guessing water data, doing research, stuff like that is what's in mind. But I really like the way this has been built up on and built around with loads and loads of different textures and pieces. It looks like stuff's just been grabbed and dragged back to create a really improvised, scrappy wasteland build, which I'm sure most of you are well aware is very, very much my sort of thing. I like this a lot. Really like the use of the sort of staccato walls, is it? I believe the set's called. The red and white ones on the corner there. Those look very, very cool. To sort of close off that corner and kind of give it a very definitive shape in that corner, as well as sort of edging off what looks like the main entrance of the camp here. Sort of leads up towards a walkway and the access to the wildwood den there in the middle. So you've got a whole load of signs and the neon signs, the gun sign up top there, loads of bits and pieces all over the place, just looking really, really scavenged, which is a really great vibe there that I like quite a lot. Working around the tree looks quite cool as well on the right there. So yeah, this is a bit of a different angle on the outside here. You really capture that reclaimed, improvised vibe quite well here, and we'll see it from the other side in a bit, but you've got the footbridge thing there that you can kind of snap together that came in a while back. I didn't actually pick this set up because I couldn't really see myself using it, but I keep quite frequently see it getting used and maybe regretting my decision a little bit there. Maybe I'll have to pick it up next time it comes around. We've got that leading on to a more traditionally structured section, for want of a better way of putting it. Got the warehouse piece there, and I'm guessing there's a regular roof on the top there, and I think if I remember rightly on the other side, we'll see in a moment, there is an ordinary wooden wall as well. I really like using the chain link gate there, just on the outside on the top step, just to cover up the entrance, create a doorway as if they didn't have a door to fit, but they made do with what they had available. It looks really, really cool. There's detail on the walls there. Move a bit further down, you start to get towards porch pieces with the railings there that are a bit more open, giving it that improvised vibe, and then closing off a bit more down the end as well, which is a really cool mixed materials vibe there. And it kind of works quite well with the sort of dingy blue lighting in the mire as well, gives it a very atmospheric vibe, especially as it contrasts quite well with the more orange lighting inside the camp, which is really, really cool to see. So, sort of having a little peek through what I thought was the entrance there, maybe not actually intended to be the entrance. But looking towards the front of the Wildwood Den there, you can see we've got different levels on the go here. We've got foundation there and the bridge at the back there, the encampment bridge kind of leading into the Wildwood Den. Whereas you've got a kind of walkway here by that more scrappy section that we just had a look at that's on the left. Sort of peeking around the corner there of the stuccato wall. Looks really, really cool. Lots of improvised vibes, stuff on different heights works really well together and creates that really... like you've done the best you can in the location you're in, which is pretty much what one would have to do in the Wasteland. I think most of us would be in that situation if we were trying to throw together some sort of camp. Does leave a bit of an opening in the wall here, but at the same time that kind of makes sense. Definitely gives it a really nice scrappy vibe, and it works quite well. And it gives us a nice little sort of peek around the corner as well, so that works from a getting a look at it standpoint as well. So we're going to head on the inside of the Wildwood Den here. We've got a few nice little bits of decoration in here. Got some careful work done with the clipping there, just to get the chimney on the outside of the building. Always a desirable state of affairs. Some nice merge work done with the shelf there as well. Just had a bit of interest to the shelves on the right there. Got the lamp on the middle shelf there as well. It's a good use for that lamp, actually. It doesn't get a whole lot of use because it's a bit of an odd thing, really, that lamp. It goes quite nicely when you merge it onto the shelves like that, which looks really, really cool. I like the cat topiary on the top there. It looks almost like an actual pet. It's certainly behaving appropriately. Looks very, very cool. A nice little area to sit and watch the fire as well. Nice, comfortable and cozy. Looking cool. Flip this around, look back towards the door. You see the Raider Punk's got his little ally station there just by the door, and an extra little terminal beside it as well, just to add some extra detail and interest, which is nice. Liking the little shelf in the corner as well, at the back wall there, just under the window. So it makes sense to have some kind of shelf under that window that you can put things on, sort of window ledge. You can certainly see somebody putting a whole load of decorative objects on there if they were living in such a place. It makes a lot of sense. Candles looking pretty good on there too. So, in the other corner we have what I'm guessing is the player's bed, but we've got the TV merged in there, Raider Punk hanging out, because allies are inconvenient like that. Loads of little bits of decoration on the wall as well, and details. I'm really glad that I managed to pick that wall fan up recently as well, so gonna have to make some more use of that. That thing is pretty cool. And a nice little sitting area there, just sort of tucked in the corner to sit and watch the TV as well. And a nice little bit of lighting by the bed as well, though got to be careful right next to that flag, otherwise, well, being cold won't be a problem, to say the least. Yes, a very, very nice little home tucked into the Wildwood Den here, which is sort of the central point around which the rest of the camp's been built, which is really, really cool. Heading outside, we get the entrance to the Wildwood Den here. We can have a little look at. See the encampment bridge there and the foundation just next to it, kind of connecting it quite nicely, giving a nice little entrance there. The solar panels and signs and all other manner of bits and pieces, which go together quite nicely to create kind of scrappy, ramshackle, assembled from bits and pieces around the wasteland vibe, which is always a good look for things like that, especially when you've got prefabs like this. Adding bits onto it to make it look a bit more improvised makes it look a little bit more like it belongs rather than just something plonked down. So, very, very nice job there. So, moving over a little bit, we could sort of look towards the ramshackle bridge structure on the edge of the camp there and sort of see towards where the entrance is. A couple of extra bits and pieces of decoration around here as well. We've got some walkways, got some barrels and bits and pieces. Looking cool. Do like the use of the mannequin there with the lobster pot helmet on as well. It's rare to find a use for that, but mannequins are a good place to put that thing. So, this is something I really like. We look down the side of the Wildwood Den here. I think we're looking towards the front of the camp. The sort of area we started off would be around the corner of the Wildwood Den to the centre top left-ish there. And you can see sort of far along to the right there where that bridge section is that's got the power armor station in it, and a very much more improvised section over on the right here. We've got a really nice walkway here, and I like using workbenches and stuff like that and put stuff together like this. It's really cool. See a good look at the different textures and stuff that have been used as well, with from the flooring to the contrast with the textures on the Wildwood Den to the chain link. Yeah, really ramshackle, scrappy wasteland vibe that really comes together quite nicely there. Looking at this from a bit further along, slightly different angle, you can see a few more workbenches in there. Obviously got the guard post on the front there, it's kind of glitched onto the end of the foundations as well, creating that kind of completed walkway, giving that front aspect a little bit of cover, which is often wise in the mire. The clipping through of the grasses can be a bit annoying at times, particularly in places like the mire. In this case, it actually kind of works to create that more wild, scrappy kind of vibe that fits with the rest of the environment. So, where that would sometimes bug me in my camp, in this case I actually think it kind of works. We've got a couple of stones down there between the steps and the foundation as well. These are, pretty sure those are player added as well. They're atomic shop items as well. It can be quite useful for dressing stuff up, and they create a nice little step over there, which again just looks like somebody's gone, well, rather than stepping in the mud every time, what am I going to do with this? There's a big rock, let's put that there. That'll do it. And yeah, it works. Definitely looks cool, though. So there we go. That's the last one on this set. A really cool, kind of complex, always got something new to spot in this build. And very, very scrappy, thrown together sort of place in the mire, which is a vibe I definitely like. And I think I know a few other people who might approve of that sort of structure as well. So there we go. 3 very, very cool camps sent in by you folks. I'm very, very appreciative. Very much enjoyed having a look around these. It's always cool to see what you guys are up to. Thank you very much to everybody who sent the camps in, and thank you very much to those of you who have also sent your camps in. I've got a whole bunch sitting in my inbox waiting to be in a future episode. That will be coming up. It'll be a few weeks yet before I do another one of these ones, a little bit on down the line. But for those of you wondering, I have not forgotten about you. I know you are there. I'm looking forward to checking out what you guys have been up to. And if you guys are looking to send a camp in and would like to appear in a future episode yourselves, as I said earlier on, do check out the channel's community page. There's a post on there with all the details that you need to get yourself set up and get a camp sent in to appear in a future episode. So, on that note, I will say thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you got some ideas, a bit of inspiration from the folks who sent in today. If you did like the video, please do consider dropping subs and likes. I do very, very much appreciate it. Down below the video as well, you can find social media links, merch store, and channel memberships as well, if you're interested in supporting the channel in that way. I very, very much appreciate it. It really, really helps out. So huge thank you to everybody who's done that. And if you get the chance, join us for live streams as well. We are, of course, playing Fallout 76, and we're working on The Witcher 2 at the moment as well, which has been really good fun. So I do hope I'll see you there. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.